feel like doing this type of video, like sitting down in my living room, it's like throwing it back to like 2015 YouTube, and to be honest, I'm here for it. But I've got myself at home iced coffee. I was going to do a Q&A and do a mukbang, but I'm actually not that hungry, surprisingly. So I just thought, let's just sit here and I'll answer the questions you guys asked me over on the other app. I decided to film it on my sofa so I can actually relax, because I'm 6 months pregnant now and I just want to be comfy. Or you're going to sit there next to mum. Let's just get into it. I asked the other day, so I've screenshotted them. Also, if you hear a bleeping, it's my alarm in the house. I need to change the battery, so it's just bleeping at me. So that's what that annoying noise is. But if anyone wonders, I am currently 24 weeks pregnant, which is crazy. I've actually decided when I'm going on maternity leave. I think I'm going on maternity leave on the 10th of October, so it's actually not that far away because we're already in August. I think I've got like 10 more Mondays left at work or something like that. That's how I worked it out the other day, and I just thought, wow, that's not long at all. That's the question I'm going to answer. Names you like but don't make the cut for both boy and girl. So I've always had one girl name and one boy name for maybe like the past 10 years, and that has never actually changed, and I've always loved both of these names. And I don't like any of the names. So say if my next baby is a boy, it's going to be hard to choose a name for him, because this name that we're naming our son is the name I've had for like the last 10 years. It is quite a traditional name, so if you guys want to guess, comment below, because I'll be intrigued. And then the girl name is, I don't know if it's a traditional name, I'm not sure, but I can't really answer that question because I just like the names that I have always had, which is one of each, and I don't want to give them away. I like the name Jude, actually. Maybe if I have another boy, maybe I'd call him Jude, or maybe I'd go like more traditional to match this baby's name. I'm not sure. Same person also asked, how long will you wait before baby number 2? I think that just depends on my body and if I can conceive again, because obviously it took me a while to conceive with this baby, and I don't ovulate every single month. But I would like only a couple of years between them. I do want my kids to be like quite close in age. Someone asked, did the HSG you had hurt? So if you guys don't know, basically a HSG is when you go through the fertility clinic in the hospital and a spectrum and catheter put inside you, and then dye inside your fallopian tubes, and then an x-ray, and then from that they can see whether your tubes are blocked. So I did have one of them. I actually had that the same month I fell pregnant, which is crazy because they do say that sometimes the HSG can like clear your tubes if there are any blockages. I wouldn't say it hurt, to be honest. I'd say it was just like a little bit uncomfortable. Ever had a smear? It's kind of just like that. You don't really feel like the dye going in you or anything like that, to be honest. And I actually have to have smears every year because I've got abnormal cells. So I'm kind of used to that like uncomfortable pain, if that makes sense. Asked, what's the spicy chipotle sauce you used on your eggs in your recent TikTok? Oh my god, you guys need to try this. Instead of using like ketchup on your scrambled eggs, use this spicy chipotle sauce. It's literally just an Asda one. It's an Asda brand. Want that much. It's literally from Asda, and it's called spicy chipotle sauce. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Someone said, what does it feel like to be actually pregnant? Is it true you're tired all of the time? So yeah, I am tired like a lot of the time. I don't think I'm as tired as what you can be, but I have been like exhausted, and I have been struggling with like my feet and my ankles swelling and stuff, and they're like really hurting. But it feels mad, like especially when you feel the baby move. It kind of feels like there's an alien inside of you, and it's like a really weird feeling, but it's like a really magical feeling. And yeah, it's just like a magical experience, to be honest. Another question was, how do you stop stressing about trying to conceive and not think about it? I don't think I've got a good answer to this one, because I never stopped thinking about it and I never stopped stressing about it, because I literally thought it wasn't going to happen for me. Something I thought about every single day of my life, and I'm not even exaggerating. Really hard process, and I would say, oh, don't put pressure on yourself, but it's easier said than done. But obviously if you are struggling, I'd just always say reach out to the doctor and see whether they can refer you to the fertility clinic. A lot of these are obviously trying to conceive based questions and pregnancy questions. Which ovulation test did you use? So I just used to buy mine in a bulk pack off Amazon. It weren't a particular brand. I think I used to get 30 in a pack. I used to pay like £10 for 30. I just got whatever was on Amazon, to be honest. I didn't really stick to any particular ones. How are you finding pregnancy? I followed you on TikTok for a while. Oh, thank you. I'm finding it okay. I am like struggling a little bit. Like I get really out of breath. My feet, my ankles, like I said earlier, they hurt. Romy's snoring. I don't know if you can hear him. baby. I'm not generally tired all of the time, to be honest. Have you enjoyed your pregnancy so far? You are glowing. Ah, thank you. Everyone says that I'm glowing, but like I've never felt so insecure in my whole life. Literally, when I'm not pregnant anymore, I'm going on a serious glow up journey, guys. I don't think you guys are prepared, but I'm having a glow up when I'm not pregnant anymore. I have found it good, thank you, but I found it difficult as well. Sometimes not just physically, like mentally, like with my body changing and my mood swings. Like sometimes it can be really hard. Doing okay overall, so I hope I am anyway. Jake would probably say different. How are you feeling throughout your pregnancy, and do you think you'd want any more? I kind of answered that in the previous question about how I feel, but would I want any more? 100%. I could never just have one baby. I grew up with 3 sisters, and I would want my baby boy to grow up with siblings as well, because I feel like when you grow up with siblings, life is just so much better. Like I had like growing up, especially like with my little sister, we are so close in age and we're like each other's best friends now, so I'd want that for him as well. I was asking, I'm currently 3 months into trying to conceive. Do you have any tips or supplements that may help? So I would recommend taking in folic alpha. It's like a sachet that you can get. You can get them off Amazon. You take a sachet in the morning and a sachet in the evening, and you just mix it in with water. I'd say that, and obviously that's got folic acid in. So if you're not taking your folic acid, I would recommend taking that as well. Someone said, I've been trying to conceive since November. I'm sad it's not working. What would you recommend? So I think, well, where I'm from anyway, you have to be trying a year before you get referred to the NHS fertility clinic. So I had my first appointment with the doctor in 2024. I think it was February 2024. And that was when we was trying a year. So I went in February 2024 because we was trying a year at that point and nothing was happening. And then they referred me to the fertility clinic. I did fall pregnant in 2024, but I did have a miscarriage, unfortunately. I finally got my first appointment a year after, in February 2025. I had to wait, so that was like 2 years. So I had to wait a year before they would see me at the doctor's for trying to conceive, and then I had to wait a year for my first appointment. But that just might be my area, it might be different for you. So I'd definitely ring up your doctors, take that in folic alpha that I mentioned earlier, and just track your ovulation. So when I fell pregnant this time, I actually ovulated 6 weeks after the first day of my period, and my Flow app was telling me that I ovulated like 3 weeks before then. So I would say do not track your ovulation from an app. Track your ovulation from the ovulation test strips and nothing else. I used to do, like when I stopped my period, a week after I'd stopped, I'd test every other day. There was one person that asked about my diet. There has been a change in my diet actually, and I didn't know whether I wanted to share it because it's like personal to me, and it's not something I want people to question me about, and I don't want people to judge me for it. But then again, it's my body, I can put in it what I want. So I was actually a vegetarian for 5.5 years, but I became a vegetarian at the very start of 2020 and have been ever since. However, I am no longer a vegetarian, and I'm gonna blame it on my baby boy because I never fancied meat before I was pregnant, and now that I am pregnant, that's all I want to eat. So I have ate meat for the past week now, and I'm feeling okay about it, to be honest. The first thing I ate was a double cheeseburger from McDonald's, I'm not gonna lie. I've also had a Big Mac from McDonald's. I've also had a KFC. Also had a Burger King. I also had another McDonald's last night. I had the fajita wrap, the noon fajita wrap. So I'm not gonna lie, I have been eating meat, and it's not something I thought I was gonna talk about. And it's not something I want people to keep questioning me on, because I do feel like a little bit guilty, because obviously I love animals so much. But I just feel like if baby boy wants me, then I'm gonna have to give him what he wants. Will I go back to being a veggie after I'm not pregnant? I'm not sure. Like Phoebe, our friends, like when she was pregnant and she ate meat. Or Kylie Bible. I don't know whether you guys watch her, but she's like the OG YouTuber. And she ate meat again when, well, she was actually vegan, but she started eating meat again when she was pregnant. So maybe it's just like a common thing that we all do. Someone asked, how long have you and Jake been together? So we actually have been together for 10 years now. 10 years in April. And we've been married for 2 years. We got married in May 2023. And we actually got married in Rhodes. So we had a overseas wedding, and I cannot recommend it enough. It was like really intimate. We've just our like literally closest family. Someone has asked, How do you deal with not being close to certain family members? I don't know how to answer this one. I feel like things happen in life that are out of your control, and just because you don't speak to someone in your family doesn't mean you're a bad person. I feel like just because you're a blood relative doesn't mean you have to be in someone's life if you've gave that person chances over and over again and they just don't respect you, basically. So I don't know, I've got the people around me that I've got around me. Sometimes things happen for reasons that are out of your control. Hopefully that answers that question. It's going to be a big change for Romy when baby's here as well, but I just need to make sure everyone shows Romy the attention they show him now when baby's here, because Romy is my first baby and that is never going to change. Like, I love this dog so much. I actually birthed him, if you guys didn't know. That's how much I love him. But I think I've answered the majority of the questions people asked. But if I didn't get to your question or you want to know anything about me, just message me or comment below and I'll get back to you. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.